Are you ready to own your worth? Welcome back to the Women's Spirit Retreat, where you are emerging on the path of your soul. My name is Elizabeth Ocean. I'm your host, and I'm so excited to bring you our next guest. So let's bring up Marissa Moeller to the screen. I always love hearing Marissa speak. She's an expert. She's incredible. I'll introduce her in a moment. But Marissa, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Elizabeth.
It's always good to have you. I love this pink. This is really cool on so much fun. How is your experience of the event so far?
Oh, it's fabulous. Fabulous. Wonderful information.
Yeah, we have some great speakers. Like, it's just incredible. So I'm so glad that you're here and so honored as well. So without further ado, let me introduce you all to Own Your Worth with Marissa Moeller. Marissa is a respected professional in the field of transformational wellness and health. She deftly intertwines traditional therapeutic modalities with complementary and innovative avant-garde holistic techniques. Marissa is an expert, a pro, and she's a heart-centered facilitator as well. So as I'm sure you will all see, Marissa, it's such an honor to have you on Women's Spirit Festival. So excited for this, and I'll hand you the stage.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Hi, everyone. Thank you all for coming back and joining us this evening, at least this evening in New York. First, I really want to say a special thank you to both Elizabeth Ocean and Stephen Ocean for bringing us all together in this most powerful forum. The speakers that they have lined up are absolutely brilliant. And I thank all of you first. As Elizabeth said, my name is Marissa Moeller. I'm a transformational psychologist. And though I've been traditionally trained, my practice has evolved, blending holistic, alternative, creative, and expressive arts modalities to inspire and help my clients heal. And the title of my talk today is Embrace Your Worth. You deserve a rich and radiant life. Today, I will provide you with 2 self-worth strengthening strategies, and I will send you home with 3 more, which I will explain later. For now, I want to start with discussing a topic that outlines statistics that, even as a therapist, I find quite frightening. How many of you have heard of the National Science Foundation? Just raise your hand if you've ever heard of them. I see 1 or 2 people. According to the National Science Foundation, which is actually an independent agency of the US federal government that collects science data, on average, we all have about 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. And of these, 95% of them are said to be repetitive. And a staggering 80% of these thoughts are reported as being negative. And experts say that 85% of individuals worldwide suffer from feelings of unworthiness. And what's particularly alarming is that women constitute around 75% of this particular statistic. Think about it. So many of us, especially women, constantly directing negativity towards ourselves at a mind-boggling repetition rate. It's a world filled with tremendous hurt, self-inflicted hurt. And some people would say that it never stops. You see, the reason the data frightens me is because such high numbers continue to be reported at a fairly regular rate. Now, what about you? Have you ever felt that you were not good enough, somehow inadequate, not deserving of, or not important enough, not smart enough, not pretty enough, not thin enough, not young enough, not worth it? I see some people nodding their head, yes. In fact, for others, it's all the time, this feeling. These are all matters of self-esteem and self-worth. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be this way. You can live a rich and radiant life. We all have the right to live a rich and radiant life, and we're all worthy of living a rich and radiant life. Today, I'm going to provide you with 2 self-worth strengthening strategies that will enable you to embrace your worth. These 2 transformative strategies that I am going to share, I believe, when implemented, will get everyone on their way to believing and feeling they are worthy, they are enough, they deserve it all. The reason I'm adamant about my mission is simple. For me, it all started many years ago at the beginning of my career in these healing arts. I came from a pretty privileged background, private schools, summer trips to Europe each year. I lived a very sheltered suburban life. And after I received my master's degree, I was on my way to law school. Working in the healing arts was not something I was thinking about at all. In fact, it never even crossed my mind. Didn't even know it existed. One summer, I got this job through a friend who was also taking the job, a job that I really didn't even want. And my friend thought it would be great if we worked together. So she insisted I go to the training with her. And when I wanted to quit the training because I didn't think it was for me, she insisted I see it through. And when I got assigned to an office location, I wanted to quit then. But she insisted I just try it out in the office for a few weeks. She said to me, what would be the worst thing that could happen? You get paid for this training and work while you're here. So I plodded along. Now, not long after I was on the job, I met a potential client who had been living in a junkyard amongst the damaged and broken cars. I had no way of contacting her to come to my office, nor did she have a home address I could seek out or send notice to. So I went to that junkyard where I heard she was living. When we spoke, she told me a story that so changed my world, a story that still stays with me today, a story that I'm going to recount to you. This woman said that she almost wasn't going to be here this particular day. It was because she had thought long and hard about doing away with herself just the day before. This was because she saw one of her brothers pass right out in front of the junkyard that prior day. She told me that she quickly hid between the dirty old and flattened cars. They were piled so high they looked like mountains. She didn't want him to see her. She was ashamed and didn't feel she was worth anyone's effort or kindness. It was then that she said she thought long and hard about ending it all. She told me she felt that she was nothing and her life meant nothing at all. No one would miss her and no one would care if she were gone from the planet. But she was so exhausted and broken that she wound up falling asleep in one of the cars that afternoon, and she slept straight through. When she woke up, she realized it was the next day. She's told me that it was then that she saw me in the junkyard speaking with the yard worker and saying, I'm looking for Ms. X. I would love to speak with her if she has some time today. She said that when she heard what I said and the way I said it, she felt a wave of peace come over her. And for the first time in many, many years, she felt like she was somebody that she may actually matter. That the way in which I asked for her gave her the feeling that I respected her, even though I knew nothing about her. That she was important, and I made it a point to recognize that with my words. She came out, and of course, she did meet with me. We had a long conversation, and I promised I would be back to visit her again. And visit her I did for quite a long time until I was able to help her get out of that location and into a more suitable housing environment where she could reconnect with her family. But from that day on, I needed to make sure that everyone that I came in contact with, especially professionally, would understand just how important, just how worthy, just how special they truly are. And to this end, there was no more law school, but there were many more years of education and training, both traditionally and alternatively, so that I could help others in the job that I now do today. And that everyone is conscious of just how important each one of us truly is. I have these two methods that, as I said earlier, I believe will help. The first method is that you should first and foremost define what self-esteem and self-worth mean to you, not to anyone else, to you. You can write it down. You can journal about it. You can even collage if you want, or paint if you want. It's just important that you discover what self-esteem and self-worth truly mean to you. The blank page will offer an unjudged platform. So many people like to do it that way, so they have it in front of them. But you don't have to be afraid. You just spell it out, you draw it out, you paint it out, whatever feels comfortable for you. It involves recognizing and valuing your inherent worth as an individual beyond any external achievements or validations. You don't need anyone else to validate you. You just have to understand that you are deserving of love, respect, happiness, and joy, regardless of our flaws, our mistakes, our past. This lays the foundation for cultivating healthy self-esteem and self-worth. Make it a point to recognize, though, that each person's journey down this road, including your own, is unique, and that all strategies can be tailored to your specific needs and circumstances, your specific day of the week, your specific time frame. No one is any more or less important than another. The second strengthening strategy I'm going to teach you about today concerns seeking out like-minded people. In other words, your task is to find your tribe. Now, I'm sure that many of you have heard this statement before. Am I right? Raise your hand if that's a yes. I thought so. What this means is that you want to surround yourself with those people who value and embrace you for who you are, not what you do, or better yet, what you can do for them. Doing this significantly contributes to building self-worth, and it creates a supportive and affirming environment, one that lifts you up and keeps you there. Connecting ourselves with like-minded people helps validate our beliefs, our interests, and our values. It leads to a sense of belonging and acceptance. And through the connections, we gain the opportunity to engage in meaningful conversations, share experiences, as many of us were saying today, and receive positive reinforcement, which fosters a deeper understanding and appreciation of our authentic selves. Now, you might ask, how does one do this? Because we hear this all the time, but how does one do this? The quickest way to connect with like-minded people is to join a group. And of course, today with all the technology at our fingertips, you can easily join online. But there is also a possibility of joining a group that meets in person. That choice is up to you. It's strictly a personal choice. Some people like the intimate contact in person. You can select any type of group which suits you best, a group that shares similar hobbies, or one that reads books that you like to read, or groups that have outings you find interesting or may like to go on, sports activities that you like to engage in. This really depends on you, your likes, your interests, your needs, and your time. You could even volunteer in your community, maybe for a one-time event or for an even longer stint. That's up to you. You call the shots. The important part is that you surround yourself with people who will lift you up, those who understand and support your path, people who share your values, your goals, and your perspectives. It's the power of community, and you need to actively join that community. It really does take a try. Now, today I invite you all to embrace your worth. I have also provided 3 more self-worth strengthening strategies as my gift to you that you can add to your arsenal to use at any time. If you couple that with those 2 that I initiated today, all you have to do is make sure you click the link. I think that Paola might have already put it in there, and you can get that free gift so that you can continue to strengthen your self-worth and your self-esteem, because you too can develop a spellbindingly powerful mind, one that knows its worth. So don't forget to click the link. And before I leave you today, I just want to leave you with one quote. It's from Nelson Mandela. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Thank you all.
Yes. Unmute.
Awesome, Marisa. Thank you.
So
Thank
good,
you,
Marissa.
Marissa.
So good. That
inspiring.
story is
wise,
riveting.
so beautiful. Thank you. Moved me to
Thank
tears.
you. Thank you all.
So beautiful. Stay up with us here, Marissa, for just a few minutes. That story you told of that woman, like if you hadn't have gone there, she would have been gone. And like one precious life matters. Thank you for sharing that with us. That must have been quite an awakening for you.
Thank you. Yes, and it's a hard story to tell, but I have an even harder one that I just didn't want to break down with.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I know, like in that line of work that you're doing, like you went from being like on the path to being a lawyer, your family, and then you switched into helping people and into therapy. What did your family think of that switch?
Well, my father actually came with me the first 6 months. because I was raised in the suburbs and I had to travel to New York City for this job and to areas that maybe weren't necessarily that great. And he actually came the first 6 months because he was fearful that it was too dangerous.
Well, that's pretty special that he came with you. And I know you had a lot of different experiences that woke your heart. Like you were thinking, oh, well, just do this job for a little bit because your friend kind of pushed you in it. And then you ended up doing this as a career because it really opened your heart up. What happened to your friend who was like saying like, we should do this job?
Went into politics. She left the job and went into politics.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad that she pushed you to be there because you are an incredible space holder and you have so many tools. And what you were saying about the negative thoughts, 12,000 to 60,000 negative thoughts. And what you
Yeah.
said about women, their repetitive negative personalized thoughts. That's just,
And it's everything. We don't realize the self-esteem level, anything. I mean, especially older women now, and I'm in that category that we're too old for things. That is a blow to us. And sometimes the self-esteem is crushed, the self-worth is crushed from others, from perpetrators on the outside coming in.
yeah. And then it just kind of piles up and then it adds to that wheel. You know, I've noticed as I'm 48 now, and I've noticed in the last year or so, like this negative thought spiral, it's like picked up momentum. And I got to do my practices to not let that just take over. Do you notice
Well,
that?
it's scary to think. But it's scary to think. I mean, when I heard the statistics, it shocked me. 95% are repetitive. And then you have 80% that are negative, and you're just repeating so many negative thoughts.
Yeah. Is there something that a woman can do like right here, right now, right this second to just like stop those in their tracks? What can we do?
Well, I always say micro steps. And I had done another talk where even a lipstick on you will make you feel better. And how many of us we bought something and then we said, oh, it's either too bold or this isn't me, or someone's not going to say that it's nice, or they're going to say it's too young for me. And we throw it in a drawer. Put it on and empower yourself.
All right, everybody, do that right now, whether it's like the lipstick or the super fun earrings. And Marissa, your lipstick color is gorgeous. Like that is fantastic. Like put it on right now, everybody. Yep. So good. This unworthiness, like it's something that I see in my clients, the women I work with. I feel it in my own heart. Like it seems like it's an epidemic of unworthiness. Where does this come from?
Well, we're taught to be small, right? A woman should know her place. You have to keep 2 feet in one shoe. How many people have heard that? You're not supposed to speak up, right? You're supposed to be demure. And anything that deviates from that, we know the terminology that's thrust upon us when that happens. We know the words that we're called. So that's
Right.
why
We're
we
bold,
have that already.
we're assertive, we're like shut down.
Tramp, selfish, self-centered, only concerned with herself.
Yeah. So I love that your work is really putting us back into exploring self-worth and rebuilding that. It's almost like we have to rebuild it. It's really important.
I absolutely, I believe it, because it wasn't that long ago that if you were bold, they could take your children away from you because they would deem you a not fit woman.
And
That's
not
frightening.
to go before that, if you were bold, you're burned. It's like that, you're too much.
That's right.
Right? Yeah. So your 3 self-worth strengthening strategies, everybody make sure you get Marissa's download. We'll get that link put in the comments one more time for her free gift. So powerful. I'm curious with the audience, Marissa, when you said for us to journal on like, what does self-worth and self-esteem mean to you? Can we get the audience right now to pop it into the chat? Like, what does self-worth and self-esteem mean to you? Go ahead and put it in the comments for us right now. I'd love to see what it means to this group. Let's hear it. Everybody put it in the comments. What does self-esteem mean to you? What does self-worth mean to you? How I show up. Yeah, when you said it, Marissa, and I love the idea of journaling it out. When I'm done this event, I'm going to journal it out, but it's like how I treat myself, feeling good about myself no matter what, unconditional love, confidence, strength, and how I show up as bolder, forgiving myself. No one can determine my value except for me. Are these resonating, Marissa?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Finding forgiveness when you do judge yourself, because it's going to happen. how I speak about new things. Yeah, and it's really incredible. And it's something that women in particular deal with, is this self-worth, the negative thoughts. I'm really excited about this gift that you're giving everybody for those self-worth strengthening strategies. So that's in the comments one more time here. It's right there for you. And Marissa, do you have a VIP bonus for our VIP bonus kit?
Yes, I do.
Tell us.
Yes, I do. It's a self-worth kit. So it's 5 pocket coaching sessions with a self-worth journal and a daily affirmation booklet.
This could change everybody's hearts and lives from here. Like if we can just switch that. So thank you for that. That's really powerful. So everybody, when you get VIP, you're also going to get this from Marissa. Marissa, what's the value of your VIP bonus?
It's like $350.
Amazing. Tell me the name of it again. I got to write it down in my list because for some reason
Called self-worth kit.
beautiful. I'm writing it down. The $350 self-worth kit, everybody. $47. And we give part of it to charity. So give yourself this gift. Like it's kind of like it's a matching of, oh, you're working on your self-worth. Right now, if you haven't clicked the link to get VIP, this is your opportunity. It's going to make a huge difference.
And the pocket coaching can be, and I have clients that repeat it over and over again.
Yeah,
Becomes their mantra listening to it.
Daily, if we listen to it, it starts to rewire that, or just fill in the space when all those negative repetitive thoughts can happen. Like, let's just listen to that pocket coaching. Yeah, super cool. I love it. And Marissa, as we wrap up, and now if you haven't got VIP yet, everybody make sure you get it right now. And then, all the speaker free gifts that we're giving to you all, we're going to collect those all up in one place so that it's easy for you to find in case you missed one. And we're giving you their VIP bonuses, plus replays in video and audio of all of these talks for life. So you can just catch them on your own and you can repeat them. And repetition really, really helps. So Marissa, as we wrap you up, what do you want to leave everybody off with here?
I'd like to say that we're all on a mission and we all have something to say and we all have to change the planet. That's why we're here.
Thank you for that. I absolutely agree. There's so much to change. Starts from within. Everybody make sure that you get Marissa's free gift. Join VIP so you can have the bonus. Marissa, thank you again so much for being here, for contributing to the Women's Spirit Retreat. I always love having your wisdom and your professionalism and your incredible tips in our community.
Thank you. Thank you so much for including me with all these wonderful speakers. Thank you.
It's pretty amazing. Keep Marissa up on the screen for a moment because we're going to unmute and give her another Women's Spirit round of applause. Unmute.
Whoop, whoop.
Marissa, you rock it.
Beautiful.
Bravo.
Amazing.
Thanks again, Marissa. So good to have you. We'll bring Marissa down from the screen. Amazing. Everybody, what did you see in Marissa that you really appreciate? That as you reflect it, as you see it, you go, oh, this is something I need to bring into my own life. Go ahead and pop it in the chat down below right now. Like, what qualities do you see in her that you want to embody in your own soul and your own work? Find your tribe, the depth of wisdom. I know. Like, what qualities do you see in Marissa? Just pop it in the comments because it's going to help to anchor it in you as well as you appreciate her. And it's really cool because as soon as we think appreciative, gratitude, uplifting thoughts about somebody else, guess what's happening in our brains? It's putting in goodness right in the moment. In her truth, she fearlessly tells the truth, powerhouse, inspiring, clarity, deeply compassionate. True. Like I think of Marissa as like she was on that material world path and like going to be a lawyer, and then she got pulled into the people. I really truly think of it like her Buddha moment, when the Buddha was a prince and then went out into the real world and saw people suffering and went like, I gotta help. That's what Marissa did. Yeah, I'm worth fighting for. I love her humor. Badass woman, fierce. Yes, it's so good. Yes, so good. And Josie, thanks for checking in on everybody's free gifts to make sure that these are working. I like this. And everybody, if you haven't got VIP yet, make sure you do go and grab that. Now, what's one thing that Marissa said that you know that if you took action on could make a bit of a difference in your life? Take a deep breath. Because this event isn't just about hearing some inspiration, because that will leave you. It's like in one ear, 3 days from now, it's out and gone, and you're on to the next workshop or talk or podcast or whatever it is you're taking in. But what we do here is we anchor it in and we say, here's what I'm going to do that's actually going to create change in my life. So what is a specific action step? So when you say find your tribe or seek like-minded people, get specific. What does that mean? Maybe, and it could mean like purchase VIP, or it could mean join a Facebook community or find a local class. What is your specific action? Go ahead and pop it into the chat right this very moment. Pop it into the chat right this very moment, because when you anchor in what you learned from Marissa into real life action, it can make a huge difference. Candace said, witnessing our behaviors and knowing there's a spiritual solution, getting uncomfortable for more. Yes, I love this. Laverne says, participate with this tribe. Honey says, find my musical companions. Yes, please, honey. May says, reconnect with my women's singing group. Do you see like how you're all inspired to reconnect with the things that you need? Journal what my self-worth means to me. Yeah, I like that practice. Know that one person can make a difference. And keep hanging with this community. Absolutely true. Stay in your tribes like this. That's one theme that I'm seeing woven through a lot here today, is that we need each other. We need community. Stop isolating and start owning your worth. So I hope that you enjoyed this session with Marissa Moeller. Own your worth.